Aetherdrift might have been one of the weirdest sets we've had in Magic the Gathering in recent years. Players lump it in with the hat sets, and the racing theme just looked goofy to some people. It was called underpowered and a flop, and not relevant when Universes Beyond was dominating the field. And yeah, sealed prices have actually been climbing slowly, and more people are whispering the phrase, "out of print is coming soon." At least my YouTube algorithm is saying that. Today I'm going to walk you through my exact system and checklist for buying, selling, and holding sealed product so that I don't get trapped holding on to sealed product that doesn't move. Hello there, I'm Josh from Tap for Games. I run a Magic the Gathering resale business out of my basement where I pack, ship, list, and do everything right from this room. And if you want to see the behind-the-scenes thinking when it comes to cracking boxes, opening boxes, and looking for items to sell, then you're in the right place, so consider subscribing. So let's start with the obvious. Aetherdrift released at a very strange time in Magic. Universes Beyond was dominating the market, and they were condensing release schedules and basically putting out product on top of each other. That's still kind of going on today. You had players getting tired of the hat sets, you know, the tropes, like Outlaws Junction, the Cowboy set, Aetherdrift, the racing set, and Murders of Karlov, everybody's a detective. Everything felt trope heavy and reference loaded. And for a big chunk of the player base, a racing cross multiverse set was not what they had signed up for their fantasy trading card game. On top of that, a lot of the early content talked about how the set was just underpowered and didn't have a lot of chase cards within it. And in a world where people want sets to drop that have strong cards and good commander staples, this set wasn't quite delivering according to people. Kind of felt tame. People were looking at it like, where's the splash? And I think people were calling, if I recall right, the peak-colored bordered cards. So the theming fatigue, low perceived power, and awkward timing really put this set into a really poor launch kind of feel when you're looking at the internet. But here's the thing. Some of Magic's most hated sets actually do very well in the long run. And their curves, well, they look very positive if you go back and look at them. So whenever I see a set that's disliked for vibes, it usually kind of starts to trigger in my mind to start looking more at it, because there's always a chance that a contrarian investment or a contrarian buy might pay out in the long run. So what is Aetherdrift doing right now? Well, number one, there's a lot of content out there that says Aetherdrift sucks, and that kind of discourse keeps buyers, especially casual buyers, away from different playsets that are out there. Number two, because it was such a soft received product, a lot of stores drove the price down because they're just trying to offload it, fire sale it, so that they could untie the capital that they had at the time. And that's how you get this kind of feeling of this set is bad, but it's also cheap existing at the same time. And we're seeing the next phase. Well, we have been now for a little while. Play booster boxes? They're beginning to go up. And I'm starting to hear more and more people in the Magic the Gathering finance kind of group start to say that this might be the time to buy because it's getting closer to out of print. Especially because it wasn't as well received, so why would Wizards of the Coast double down on printing? So that combination, hated early, dumped to cheap, and now slowly starting to rise, is where I have to make a decision as a reseller. And that's exactly where a lot of the TCG sellers get trapped on certain products. They see a hated set suddenly start to go upwards, and then they start seeing thumbnails about out of print, oh no! And then suddenly they start making their buys, and then they're knee deep in sealed product that they don't have an exit plan or a way to move them. So I've developed a checklist in order to help me navigate these kinds of situations to help ensure that I have less risk getting into those specific boxes. So number one, why is this box so cheap? Is it cheap because the set is truly hollow? Or is it cheap because the marketing, timing, initial reactions created a negative vibe even though the gameplay was actually pretty solid? With Aetherdrift, there are critiques. The racing theme, not for everybody. The power level also doesn't scream chase mythics. But you also have reviews where people said the draft format with this set was fun. And the uniqueness kind of creates a different feel than a lot of the other sets that are out there. So to me, that kind of puts it in the misunderstood but playable category, which is a checkbox for me. Number two, what's the exit plan for the actual box once I get it? So I have a couple of questions. Am I planning on selling this as a premium later, i.e. a long-term hold? Am I using these as part of a lead giveaway so that I have a lead magnet within my system? Or am I ripping these open for singles to see if I can actually get some sales velocity there? If my only plan is to hope that the internet cares enough in a couple of years for this product. That's not a plan. That's hopium or speculation. And then number 3, what's the worst case real life situation for me? If this set never gets a big reevaluation, or it's not legal or used in any formats like Commander after it's gone out of Modern and Standard, and if players never really fall in love, or back in love in this case, with the aesthetic, what happens to me, the person who bought these boxes, if they just chill? Can I still move them slowly and break even? Can I rip these open and possibly make back the money that way? If my downside is pretty strong in these kinds of situations, and I'm stuck with the dead weight, my position should not be massive. It should be small, or a pass entirely. And number 4, what's the opportunity cost for this? Every dollar that I put into this playtest or this playset for Aetherdrift is a dollar that's tied up in capital that I could be using somewhere else. Other sealed product like Commanders that are easy to break open and resell, or singles that I could get and flip. So if there are cleaner, more liquid plays available, Aetherdrift has to be extra compelling to me to allocate that real capital. So with all of that in mind, why am I still considering buying Aetherdrift play boxes? Well, first off, I think that the hate the set has is overweighted. There are playable cards within the set. When it came out, people were just exhausted of all the different types of trope sets, and the fact that the Universes Beyond was just launching on its heels, causing such a short cycle to have these cards be enjoyed. But that doesn't mean that the product is automatically bad for the business. And second, I kind of feel that the floor that we did see with all the narrative surrounding it was mostly just about a perception gap and not zero demand. So when a set is misunderstood or under-opened and then quietly starts to move up from the bottom slowly over time, it catches my attention, and I'm kind of starting to consider a nibble to see how it goes. So what the heck am I talking about? Let's look at TCG's chart here. You can see that it dips pretty low, but over the past 3 months, it's starting to go up, as well as the sales. And I confirm that by cross-referencing TCG tracking. On a small unrelated note, I don't understand what to think sometimes about Mana Pool. It has such low velocity compared to TCG players sometimes that it's almost like, get better. But back to it. I even used the simulation. I don't know if you guys have ever used this, but the simulation, I did 12 boxes just to see if I ripped open 12 boxes, what the average would be. And quite frankly, at my price point that I've actually found to buy these products, it's not that bad of a deal from what I can tell. And finally, while the set does move slower, just looking at TCG tracking research tabs of things that I've looked at, this is only about 1/5 the velocity of Strixhaven right now. That's not too bad. So where am I at with this? I'm not betting the store. And I'm also not gonna, take out a loan on the house to make this buy. I'm planning on picking about 12 boxes. Right now I've got 3 behind me and I've got 6 more coming. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a comfortable position that I feel is accurate and isn't gonna put the business underwater. And because I have a couple of paths in mind for the exit of these products, I'm way more comfortable than if I had just bought this on a hope and a dream. So yeah, overall, based on my research, it's a measured buy. I think there might actually be some weight here that could pay off in the end. So if you're a TCG seller just like I am, the point here is not to be like, oh, take the exact same position as Tap for Games, it'll be great. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm really trying to have you walk away with here is a checklist. You should be asking yourself, why is the set cheap? What is my exit plan if this doesn't get popular enough to drive up the numbers? And what's the realistic worst case scenario if I buy these products? And I know this is focusing on an end-of-life product, but one of the things that you can kind of see is when stuff gets scarce, people get excited and start throwing money at things. It's really strange. Nobody wants it when it's readily available, but the second you can't get it, whew, yes, that's the thing that I want. So yes, don't tie up your money unless you actually know what you're trying to do by picking up these sets. If there's a better solution for you to go after to earn more money for the business, I would suggest doing that instead of just guessing at something. So if you can answer these questions and feel comfortable with the result of those questions, then why not go for it? Because if you're not asking anything when you're making your buys, you're basically standing in a dark room trying to hit the targets you can't see. And that's far more risky than what I'm doing. So yeah, that's how I'm thinking about Aetherdrift right now. I'm comfortable taking a controlled position, even though this has been one of the more divisive sets in recent years. So I am curious, where are you at with it? Are you avoiding it just because of principle? Are you already stocking up quietly in the background? Or are you only touching the singles from the set? Drop your answer and your reasonings in the comments below. And if this helped you think about your sealed positions instead of just chasing things that are nearing out of print or just out of print, hit a like so that more sellers can hear this too. And if you want more content of how I'm building Tap for Games from a behind the scenes of a smaller seller doing this as a side hustle after their 9 to 5, hit that subscribe button. There's more to come. See you in the next video.